Guess we can rest a bit.
Pumpkin, sit. Sit. Firecracker, sit. Sit, firecracker. Firecracker. Sit. 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 Pumpkin. Good boy, Pumpkin.
I still have a lot to do with the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get the show on, get paid. Hey, welcome back to Mango3. I'm here. We're going to continue with Genshin Impact. We were in the middle of the quest with Kazuha. And then see if there's any more daily stuff going on. And it sounds like the game's already loaded. There we go. Alright, we'll start up with Kazuha over here.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Secretariat Commissioner already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanoma Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin, a weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kazuhahaha clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kazuhahaha clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Sounds like an end scene right there. Quest completed.
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. I'm always ready to ask her a million more questions, but didn't want to seem too pushy. Like, about these descenders. So, does that just mean people like you who come traveling to Tibet from someplace else? And as for your sister, so many questions. Let's go find Nahida and see what else we can find out.
Alright, so that right there is one of the main quests. It's ready, but I'm gonna go double check and see if there's any temporary quests that haven't been completed yet. Today's Sunday, and that's when everything's kind of finishing up. Yep, this one's about to finish. This one's about to finish. So I need to do both these phase trials and test runs. They give a lot of rewards for these temporary ones. Easy when they tell me who I get. This is the one where you take the pictures. You fight and then you stand back and take a picture. And the picture kills off everybody.
Judgment is upon
Rain cutter. Rain outlines your face.
taking a turn for the better.
Blooming. Nice. Alright, it says picture, but, well, no, there's not that many there, but
Seems like an emergency.
Your journey ends here.
I was just trying to get my guy out of there.
Sacrifice is ready.
There we go. Nailed it.
Remember, health comes first.
Rain cutter. Rain outlines your face. Life is on your side.
Judgment is upon you. Guilty. Your penance is due. Taking a turn for the better. A bitter pill to swallow.
Let me read you a verse.
Through me, justice is served. You stay condemned.
Oh yeah.
Remember, health comes first.
Rain cutter.
Judgment is upon you. You stay condemned. Seems like an emergency. A bitter pill to swallow.
56. Got it.
Let's roll! Yeah! Who wants some of this? Ha! Cha! Yeah!
Feel this ancient power. Burst forth.
Out of my way! This way!
Everyone on me! Advance!
Aerial shot. Just to see what.
Bond is strong!
Oh, coming through! Can't catch me! Cha! Watch you go! Press the advantage! Charge! Momentary burst! Come to the beam!
Lightning terrified! This way!
Nice play! Pull it! It's showtime! Attaboy! Rally! Charge!
Feel this ancient power. Burst forth. Done.
Coming through!
I didn't think Geo would be that strong. These guys are doing awesome.
Let's roll! Press the advantage! Light blade! It's showtime! Attaboy! Who wants some of this? Let's roll! Can't catch me! Press the advantage! Pull it!
120, that's gotta be a record. Kazuha, here's the last chance. 2 days left for him. How many we need? We need at least, or up to 8. Oh, we see need 8 more. Well, we're not going to have enough to get him. Maybe regular wishes.
I still have a...
I think we should try him actually. He's coming up soon, but
Process of elimination.
Wings of darkness, come, sever that. The Temple of Wisdom. Roll. Out of my way. Stop. Share my knowledge.
he's our best character. It's like a couple of characters that are just way better than all of them.
Finally, some target practice.
Shadow Raven, let night fall.
Raptor wing. Raise a storm. Raise a storm. What do you think, Lord?
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Sapphire.
Committed to memory.
The process of elimination.
Out of my way.
Eternal
God is strong. Share my knowledge.
As you wish, maid Twilight.
Make yourself a home. Oh, this.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
The Temple of Wisdom. Committed to memory. Out of my way.
As you wish,
Some
maid
target
Twilight.
practice.
Lucky today.
Lightning terrified. Abundance drop.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Nailed it. 3,710. How did I get a much higher score but much less number of kills? Alright, let's do test run. Let's get a few more primos. Not enough for a Kazuha, but close. Actually, we could just go ahead and try Kazuha. We don't need all 10.
The process of elimination.
Wings of darkness, come, sever night from day.
Helps if they already have elements. And use it against it.
Midnight Phantasmagoria. I'll protect
Oh, I like it. It made the whole controller vibrate when I did the slam.
Time to go. Clouds high. The birds tall.
Wow. That was cool. That was awesome. Alright. I'm going to use these points and try for him. I know I can't do all 12, but... chance is a chance. And if you've tried already enough times, maybe it'll feel sorry for me or something. Purple. Alright. XL. Purple again. Man, 2 out of 3 purples. XL and YY. Yow yow. I'm on a roll. I'm due. Last one. Probably last chance, so we got a couple more days. If I get any offline, I'll definitely try for it. Let you know how it goes. Alright, let's see. XL. Wow, she's getting really good. Only just need that one. We got one left for her. not bad. Alright. We said we were gonna try... Oh, we should continue these temporary ones because they give some pretty good rewards. Well, let's do these. We'll take that. Hey, Haley, how you doing? Long time no see. What you been up to? That's a strong Lisa. Never seen one of those. I'm doing good. How about you? And yeah, I've been way too long. Unfortunately, I've been away for so long because I've been struggling to actually stay interested in Genshin. Oh, it's funny you say that. I used to play Genshin 1 or 2 times a week, and now I play 0 or 1 times because I started doing the Star Rail version. I've been neglecting anything Genshin related for a long time. That's totally normal. I know a couple other people that did the same thing. The Star Rail is a new game made by the same company. It's like a sci-fi version. It kind of reminds me of other games I've seen. It's fun. It's kind of interesting, kind of unpredictable, kind of straightforward, really easy to play. So I was kind of playing that a little bit. Usually on Sundays. I'll probably play that again this week later on, maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'm out this week, and next week I'm out of town, so we'll see. Not exactly sure when we'll be streaming, but off and on. But oh yeah, Star Rail. I actually like it better than Genshin. Yeah, there are definitely some things. You kind of get more attached to the characters. It reminds me a little bit more of a character-driven. It's a little bit less on the graphics in this one. This one's more of a beautiful graphics. That one's a little bit more action-packed, stuff like that. But I'm glad you play that too. That's cool. Yeah, I just started. I'm only like 2 days into it or 1 day into it, but it kind of makes you want to keep playing it, so that's a good thing. I also have another account on my phone that I'm a little bit farther in, but I started them both at the same time, just so everyone can be on the same page if they watch just the Twitch version or if they want to join on the, you know, like be a friend or whatever on the other one. That's cool. I'm glad you're playing that game too. So that's kind of what I was thinking. This game, I beat it. I beat one of the main quests. I think there were 3 main Archon quests. I beat one of them. I think I'm pretty close on this one, but we'll find out. I'm gonna go look at it right now. I had to do a Kazuhahaha quest to get to it. I thought it was cool on this one. Last time I looked in the mirror, and apparently I was my sister. I was like redoing her memories. That was pretty cool. I thought that was an interesting way of thinking about it. That's why they're obsessed with that broken mirror over and over again. I just didn't look at it. I did not get Kazuha on this one. On my phone, I got it twice in 1 pull. I did a 10 pull and I got 2 Kazuhas. So really lucky. But I keep trying to pull them on this one. If I get enough things, I'll keep trying for them. But is it worse to go for 1 or wait for 10? I thought 10 is a better odds, but I got 2 purples and 2 out of like 5. Yeah, 2 Kazuhas, 2 pulls. So he's a C1 or C2 or whatever you call it. Constellation 1. Not like when you joined and there were two of my character on the screen. Not quite like that. That would be crazy. Can you imagine if you like joined and the 2 people were just doing this the whole time and just kill everybody? That would be funny.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatar is soon a mystery. When so much remains
10 is better if you want to increase your chances, but sometimes you're luckier with single pulls. Okay. I didn't know if there was a difference, and I knew I was going to run out of stars, and Kazuha was like the best one in the whole game, so I definitely wanted to give it all I could to try to get him. I really like Klee also, so I think she's in the next round, so It'll be kind of tricky. I hate when they have two of your favorite characters near each other. But oh well, it's just a game, you know. That's why they call it a gotcha. You just get lucky. There's enough other good characters. I mean, Kazuha to me reminds me of Shao. It's like bouncing characters. They're very similar.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details.
Now with Star Rail, I'm trying to figure it out. So it's like a gotcha game where you get characters, but it's really the weapon that you're, I think, after. And there's like, if you find a really good weapon, that's the one you want. And any character can use that weapon. Is there like any preference to having a specific character using a specific weapon? Or anybody can use anything, it doesn't really matter. I don't know the difference, but like I said, I'm brand new, so.
I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me. So all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
So Star Rail's characters already have their designated weapon. Yeah, but you can take it off. They don't have to always use that magic weapon. Is that like a special weapon that makes them stronger, or is it just...
Okay, but...
Did one of them just mention Tatarasuna? But that's all the way in Inazuma.
Yeah, they can. Totally. Just go to weapons and say take off weapon and choose a different weapon. And you can choose different... Anybody gets a set of 3 weapons you can use. And just pick different weapons for the characters. Yeah, they don't have to always wear that weapon. And there's benefits if you get like multiple of the same element. Like if you get 2 electric ones, I forget what they call electric, but 2 electric, you get a bonus. So if you get 2 electrics and a water, you get a bonus. I have not tried 3 electrics, but I bet you get a double bonus if you have 3 electric weapons.
Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone here's just going about their business. Maybe it really is just Paimon. Guess people here are free to research pretty much anything.
Wait, so say Trailblazer's weapon is a bat, right? You mean I can switch out for that different one? I'm so confused. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of a different game. Now that you mention it, they call it Trailblazers. Okay. Okay, I might be getting it mixed up with a different game I was playing. Now that you mention it, ignore what I said, I might be mixed up. I started 2 games at the same time, and Star Rail was one of them, and there was another one. Oh. Oops. Sorry. You caught me. I'm embarrassed.
Alright, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. Ugh, if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
Looking for me? If you're looking for the traveler, that's me.
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
If you don't believe me, I'll go.
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma.
The other game is called Tower of Fantasy. It's similar to these 2 games. That might be why.
This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started, examining the evidence. Sorry.
So what, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kinda lacking.
I figured since I was about to be on vacation, I wanted to play a little bit different stuff, so... Because you know how when you finish one, it's like you run out of energy, and then there's not as much going on, and... or if you finish the quests and you want to do something else.
Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to tell us about Tatarasuna?
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
I saw a list of all the different worlds that are in this game, and I bet there's even more after that, because it's like, I think next was Fontaine, and then the one that starts with an N that's really short, and then Shetsnaya, and then I bet there's going to be more, like when that game released, people were going, oh, this game is going to outsell Genshin, but it was funny how it literally died within 3 days. Oh, really? Oh, wow, I did not know that. That's interesting. I didn't... It's kind of a sci-fi game. It reminds me a little bit of Star Rail and the how it looks and the texture and the characters and stuff like that. But sorry, I can't help this time.
My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatarasuna's past. But who'd have thought that...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tatarasuna.
I think as it's MMORPG, they think it's online, you're gonna like encourage each other to play, but the truth is, people don't have time to sit there and focus on the game for a long period of time. It's usually a 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there type of game. And that's why Star Rail's great, because it's literally a click, 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 wait 5 minutes while you eat dinner or order something, or you know, whatever you're doing, you can do multitasking really easily. It's even easier than this game, Genshin, at doing that.
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
It was all over anything Genshin related media, so it was really funny. If you want my personal opinion of Tower of Fantasy, I didn't really like it as much since playing it gave me a headache, literally. Oh, yeah, it definitely has a little bit of that harder to navigate, turning, it kind of makes you dizzy. I definitely see that a little bit in certain things. Like when you drive a motorcycle, like the steering is all screwed up, so you can't like turn and rotate and stuff. It's not like driving a boat, although Genshin driving a boat is not very good either. I could see that. Yeah, and you have to like literally click the button like 50,000 times when you're attacking. It's like it's like flashing all over the screen. It's like different character stuff goes really. I could see that. That's why I said multiple games is good. You don't want to play that one too long.
The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa.
Somewhere I have written down my... No. I have my Star Rail account number written down somewhere. I know you can do some kind of teamwork, invite somebody to help you out in a fight and stuff like that, and you get a bonus for... I don't know if you've done those at all.
But in the end, he threw it into a fire.
If I find it, I'll put it on my
killed his servant Katsuragi.
Twitch account. You know how I Twitch page about.
Apart from the sword maker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger. Someone who dresses funny or acts in an unusual way.
Kabuki mono. I wonder if that's a real word.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This kabuki mono lived in Tatarasuna for a while before disappearing without a trace. And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
So first,
there are some funny things in Tower of Fantasy that's like completely copying Genshin. Like at the beginning when the two characters you have to choose from, they're flying through the air and you have to click on one of them. Who are you gonna be?
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow, did I get lucky!
stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine.
Oh yeah, it's interesting how the co-op concept in Star Rail is not the same in Genshin. You don't actually have a second player playing with you. The only co-op is literally the support characters who help you. That's really it. It is, and I only have a couple friends, but somehow they must have used my character a lot because I clicked on the thing and I had like 36,000 bonus dollars or something. That means they used my characters a lot.
Even back then, Tatara Suna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
Could it be? Unless certain ones give you more bonuses, because at the beginning they only give you like 2,000 each, so.
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
Is money pointless too? Like in Genshin, how I have 500 million gold or Mora?
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kazuhahaha clan, the last practitioners of Ishin art. Something then seems to have happened in the Kazuhahaha clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kazuhahaha clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
There's more. If you'd like, you can add me on Star Rail. I'm pretty far into the game. My characters are decent. My only max level character is Dan Hung. Dan Hung, really? I almost stopped using him, but he is the strongest attacker I have. Level 80. Oh my gosh. Mine are level 30 on one of my accounts. Yeah. Yeah, I'll look for you. I'll look for you and add you. That way we can always win if I just use you as support. If all three of mine die and yours wins, guaranteed. Whatever the bonus happens to be. There's every tower, every temple is like a different set of bonuses. There's more?
Yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown. Or maybe you won't believe your ears. I wouldn't blame you, of course, because in all my years as a writer, this is by far the most.
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
Get to the point.
According to information
You read in my
acquired
mind.
by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki Mono was not a human, but a puppet.
Mmm.
A puppet?
She's like a flying puppet. The Shogun puppet and the Electro Archon maid should be ruling Inazuma with her as we speak. It couldn't be her. The Kabuki Mono has to be the Balladeer, but what was he doing 400 years ago in Tadarasuma?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something after all.
Glare at Paimon and hope she keeps her mouth shut.
No! Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be expected. And that's exactly what my book is about. Please, take a look.
Who's your favorite character in Star Rail? Is it Dan Hung? The Isle of Darkling Clouds. Pause if you want to read it. Wow, it's long. If you ask me, the only reason why I'm focusing on Dan Hung is because I originally wanted to farm for the wind artifacts for Blade or his 5-star outfit coming soon. So when I got a good wind artifact, I gave them to him, and sooner or later he actually became overpowered. So I decided to focus on him for now. So don't get me wrong, I actually do have 5-star characters despite him. Yeah. Good. I think my best character is the 5-star fire character, Nimoko, whatever her name is. I like how she gets super strong when you get like multiple weaknesses. Every 3 weaknesses you attack, she unleashes a really strong attack. It's pretty cool.
Oh, and please read my essay draft as well.
I used to like, I think Natalie, the healer, she was cool too. They're gonna summarize it after, I bet. There's a music quest in here where you have to like hit the drums and do some kind of like special attack. I tried that one so many times I could not get it to work. Like notes on the screen, like hit this, pound here, swipe here. Favorite is Bronya or Silverwolf. Oh. What about me? Right now the favorite one to use is that fire one, Nimoko or whatever. I forgot her name, something like that. Where she can, after 3 weaknesses, she automatically unleashes an attack. That's definitely a fun one to use. That's also, I think, my only 5-star character. Also, I like the main traveler because he's got a baseball bat, and I love baseball, so
But I think essays should be grounded in facts.
hitting home runs with enemies is fun. Not a very strong character, but fun to use.
Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawana's narrative with political intrigue? Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions at the center of the whole series of events.
Himeko, yeah.
Wait,
That one.
just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay there.
Yeah, sounds more like a novel. Has this guy ever written an essay before?
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much detail as you're ever going to get. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess. Give me some time. I need to find a new angle on this.
I remember when I first started like learning that you could automatically auto attack. That was a big deal because then you could get through things quicker and do multiple things at the same time.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Good luck with your essay.
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please do let me know. Thanks so much.
Will do.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, it has to do with the balladeer, doesn't it?
Oh, you like baseball? That's the first I'm hearing about this. You played in your youth or still play it? Played in my youth and I watch it at least once or twice a week. Usually I watch a team called Savannah Bananas. They're like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, and it's absolutely hilarious to watch. And it's on YouTube for free now. You used to have to pay, and I had to go to the game, or every once in a while they would have for free. So we watch those on YouTube, and watching those is like hilarious. But my favorite team's the Diamondbacks, and they're in first place. That's another reason I'm excited about baseball. So took me to until I reached Trailblaze level 60 to begin auto attacking. I had no faith in my characters at all without my guidance. Oh, that's funny. I had never even thought about that. Yeah, they probably don't do the best thing, but at least they heal each other when they're low or put up the shield or something. She puts up a shield when they're low on health, which makes a difference. Because then you have time to heal. So usually I have like 2 healers. If I'm going to do an auto attack, I need 2 healers at all times. That's funny.
Okay, then, even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh? After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it? If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point in...
I'm really a huge sports fan. Baseball is one of my favorites, but so is soccer, and basketball is my favorite.
Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like...
There he goes.
Volunteer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
We're gonna attack him. Balladeer's crazy strong. The Hat Man. Alright, here comes a big fight. Balladeer.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the Balladeer strolling around in public.
I'm curious, how was it like playing baseball in your youth? I'm not a very athletic person. I'm not into sports. I like to hear from a perspective of someone who does. I played it all the time with my neighbor. That was my #1 sport as a little kid. My neighbor and I would play baseball all the time, playing catch. I played catch with my dad all the time. He had a big yard, so we would hit the ball and chase it. It's just one-on-one, chase hit, you know, basically. And then we also used to play in his basement. We designed it an indoor thing, and we used to play with baseball and have like different bases like inside the basement and throw and hit it across the room and try to chase it. To me, and we used to always watch all the time. That was back when the Cubs were really popular, and we used to watch them all the time before the Diamondbacks existed. So that was our #1 thing, and we used to collect sports cards. And when I was on the teams, I was usually the first baseman because I could catch, and that's the most important sport when you're a little kid because that's most outs go, and you have to throw it to the first baseman. So I caught it. You know, they'd have to throw it to them and they have to catch it. So that was fun. I never was like super duper good at it. Never like, you know, thought I'd in the future, but that's pretty much everybody. Then I've moved so many times across the country. I haven't always been able to keep up on teams and stuff. So it was basically ended in, I think, like 5th grade. But I still watched and followed baseball. Kind of got hooked into that. Nowadays, when I watch it, it seems a little bit slow. It's like old people sport. But the Savannah Bananas is like a sped up, goofy version. So it's kind of a little bit more fun to watch. Plus, I can watch it from anywhere I live. So I don't have to live in the same place as my team.
Did he escape or... it's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Scaramouche.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Sarastana? Aren't you supposed to be laughed at? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect?
When I was a kid and I played, always the team was made up of all the kids in the area. So like I knew everybody on the team. We played every sport together. Like all 10 of us would play baseball, and then we go on to basketball, and we go on to soccer, and it's pretty much everybody knows everybody.
But if
It made it
that's
more
the
fun.
case, why haven't you done it already?
flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down?
It's gonna be a big fight. We already beat this guy once.
What about you, Nahida? Don't let him trick you.
Well, it's very interesting. There must have been a lot of good memories playing baseball with family and friends. Yeah, tons. Or soccer, baseball, basketball. Probably the most baseball and soccer.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Now I can bat right-handed or left-handed. We had our church was playing and they forced all the adults to bat left-handed, and I was able to get some hits. And that's all thanks to Wii Sports. I practice half the time with each hand, so I can play bat left-handed or right-handed.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you, considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of...
I also used to go to a lot of games. I went to a game with Michael Jordan as batting when he was on the baseball team, and I got a foul ball in the same game that he was playing. Obviously, it wasn't off of his bat, but still, it was fun.
Wait a second. Former? You mean he's not a harbinger anymore?
That's a good memory when you remember that. I remember the ball coming up.
It seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
So he tossed you out like trash. Oh, Wii Sports, that was fun. I really loved playing that game with my brother when we were younger. Yeah, I played that so much.
Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be.
Really? What a crying shame.
Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously! Nahida, don't listen to him! Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
Alright, then I'll do what we agreed.
Wow.
Good. Go now.
This is how he turned to be a good guy, the hat guy.
Nahida, are you serious about this? Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit.
For me?
Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul.
It's funny how Traveler has no chill when it comes to empathy for Scaramouche. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Actually, that's the whole reason we
He hasn't seen the temporary quests where he's a good guy. He knows he's just mad because he fought him.
You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am.
He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information and should be able to find it more quickly.
What if he lies to you?
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him! He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him!
I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it.
Thank you, Nahida.
It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help?
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned.
Oh boy.
Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside.
Got it.
Great, thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
Wow! It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at...
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Nahida sent me to babysit you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards, but right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through. I know there are many grievances between you on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Understood.
Fine. Let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are going to be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy! It's unbearable!
No need for all the biting sarcasm.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. So this is the inside of Irminsul.
It's different from what I imagined.
Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen? What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Oh, I can't run. Or attack.
These sapling things have spread out.
Fragments of dissipated space seems.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Locations change, transport to a different path.
It looks the same in every direction.
He's more used to it than me.
No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth.
We're almost there.
Is he mocking me again? Oh, what is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
This is the center of Irminsul. All the information in the world is flowing
Lesser
through it.
Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
He hasn't put up any resistance. Seems good at working on the front line. Maybe he had a similar role in the Fatui. First, Aquaba and Sawada's stories. Now this. What a strange
The rest is up
individual.
to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk?
Nahida, is this telepathic
Yes.
conversation?
I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
I'm guessing that you don't want us to disturb the Balladeer.
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
Yes, and he seems to excel at doing odd jobs for
I
others.
told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers.
Is it about his past, the betrayals, and the other events in Inazuma?
Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
Actually, I caught a glimpse of a few things when I ran into Hypatia and Pardus died. Yeah. Ugh. You relate what you saw when you were there.
So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Palantir into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes. I know about all of that.
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
You tell her about the story that you were talking about.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gase got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation.
We have every right to keep certain things confidential.
Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you.
Every conversation with you is hard work, but your attitude is better than I thought.
Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself, and making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
This light, it looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatarasuna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
That name, Niwa was the man in charge at Tatarasuna. Plus, he belongs to the lineage of Ishin art. I'm back. Did I miss anything? Went to go fetch some ice cream. You've probably already seen this, so no.
Now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place, like a giant village. People are gainfully employed, their lives have purpose, they are motivated. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatarasuna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown, all passing on their legacy.
Basically, Scaramucci's like, you're whispering behind my back, and we're like, oh.
Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
He's wearing Fontaine clothes.
Yes, well, Were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that
I think
there's
he's
no
part of an
way
a
he could
cappella
have
group.
revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe...
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma. And it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate.
I have a question. What made you interested in video games? I know that many adults see video games as pointless or a waste of money. I've been playing since I was a kid and always liked playing. My parents used to play in television, then I got a Nintendo and Super Nintendo and N64, PlayStation, kind of just progressed. It was always popular. We always talked about it in middle school, and then I didn't play at all in college, and then after college I played a little bit more, and since I saw Twitch and I saw some of my friends playing Twitch, I thought, hey, I'll join in and start up some stuff. I'm not doing the high intensity stuff because I'm not as fast, plus my internet's not very good, so but it's still fun, you know.
And recently, as you well know,
it might just be my
someone died because of that strange filth inside the
kind
furnace.
of personality, like competition and
Still,
looking for
I suspect
improvement.
you
And
understand it better than I do.
I don't know, it's fun.
None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
It's not like I pour $500 into this game, so the money part of it, but I do have other games I pay for, but not a lot.
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
So maybe you're sort of right.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torachiyo, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
Yeah, I have Steam. Some games are on Steam, I think.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation.
I want to say Another Eden is on Steam. Yeah, it is.
Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting
There's a lot of free and
job as a
really
diplomat?
cheap games on Steam, I've
Sadly,
noticed.
I am so
I remember when
very
Steam
passionate
was
about craft.
what they called the multiplayer thing for Counter-Strike, Half-Life, when I was a little kid.
Enough, Escher.
That used to be the coolest thing until it kind of got buggy. And
I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
his eyes were shaking.
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act. We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatarasuna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
Steam Summer Sale really good right now. I saw a lot of popular games usually really expensive at a pretty good discount now. I did see that recently. I was flipping through it a little bit. For now, it's kind of like the time thing. They might be good, but I don't really have time with other games, and unless I see one that's super good or super popular among people I know, it's kind of hard to detract from others. But is there one or two games you like really wanted to play, or are you planning on being?
I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all.
Oh, he just wore the
And yet,
clothes.
Despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatarasuna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is that it?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
Ah, I actually bought a game today. It's pretty old, but that sale was pretty good. Normal price $10. Got it for $1. Left 4 Dead 2. Ah, you like these horror games. I've heard of that game, never actually seen it. Have you played it before, or have you played it yet? Usually it takes me about a day to download a new game.
Just to create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
That's it. That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
Some doctor.
tell him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us. He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones who think like that are people like you.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your
Yep,
own
I'm a big
fault.
fan of horror games, horror stuff in general. Yeah, I remember you playing Roblox and showed me all those horrifying games. Pretty bad habit buying games, not playing them. Bought Dead by Daylight, which is like $20. Didn't even end up playing it. Oh well. Will do though. Anyway, I do love horror games. Oh. I used to get like free games on Epic Games and Steam all the time, but then I was like, oh, it's taking up a lot of space, so maybe I'll stop doing that. Well, because the sales, you know, it's like, you don't know if you'll get it again for free or $5 or $1.
I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa, already dead. What a pity.
I remember one where it's like, you're like, there's like a autopsy and you have to do like the autopsy and you have to figure out which ones are possessed and which ones are not. I saw somebody else was playing that. That was really scary.
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me.
Trying to remember what it was called. I'll think of it.
Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore. Dottore. Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine?
I'm afraid so. He was the one behind the Tadarasuma incident.
Why did we see things from his perspective?
Mortuary assistant. Yeah, that's the one. I don't know which one it's on, but somebody else was playing it on Twitch, so I watched that sometimes. It was kind of cool.
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
This betrayal was a lie that he has believed for hundreds of years. Was this part of the doctor's experiment? If the betrayal never happened, it existed only in his imagination. But where does this leave him?
Give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
Okay, let's go over there.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabukimono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything
Speaking of
he did was
horrific.
just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it had protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
Being betrayed and abandoned by a close friend is sure to cause great resentment. Now we know what was behind this decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokaden 800 years ago. But it doesn't mean that vengeance was the right decision.
Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Totoro, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
A while later.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
We just want to make sure this doesn't affect the plan.
It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Not unexpected, but still, thank you.
Just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world. Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your sister for a time.
The Jester, another Fatui
I
Harbinger.
don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
What do you want to know?
Give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head?
Are you trying to brainwash me?
No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past?
Wait, why would you ask that?
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
Nothing. I was just thanking him for helping me.
Wait, that look. Did he see me hesitate? But that was because I know about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Uh-oh.
I suggest you get yourselves
I
out of
didn't see
here
that.
quickly.
Looks like we're just about to finish this.
Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Valadier, stop.
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Valadier and Kabuki Mono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Valadier! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Valadier! Valadier! Uh-oh, he disappeared! Come on, we gotta find him somehow! Oh no, he's really gone!
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Valadier, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power.
It was the Valadier's fault! He shut you out!
Tell her what happened.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
We're out! And we're at, an inn or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you.
No, I want to help you.
I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
An emergency? How bad is it? Nahida, will you be okay?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Valadier meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
Paimon doesn't remember Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, and the Valadier's question was a strange one. It's hard to explain in full, but the truth might be very distressing for Paimon. I'll skip the part about the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata for now and focus on the Valadier. You tell him what he asked you and what he might be planning.
He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible!
It's not easy, that's for sure.
Wait, you can't just rewrite history. All that stuff happened already in real life. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no
Yeah, great example.
So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do. Paimon's so confused.
Maybe he wants to erase himself from history. Paimon, are you okay?
Sorry. Paimon accidentally... It's the Balladeer's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress. But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul?
I'm just guessing here.
Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too?
Indeed, if the Balladeer does erase himself from Irminsul, many people in Inazuma will be affected. I can't imagine what this situation would look like. Worst case, it will affect anyone with connection to the Raiden Gokuden. Kazuha, Ayaka, Ayato. This will mean that they'll disappear?
There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. Paimon won't be able to sleep a week tonight.
Me neither.
So, how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things? Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here. Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Munchak grilled fish. Oh, and chicken mushroom skewers. Tea bread pancakes, cream stew, sauteed matsutake, and drained chili chicken, almond tofu, satisfying also Adeptus Temptation, golden shrimp.
Paimon, what's wrong?
What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now?
Sleeping?
Paimon was, talking?
Food.
Huh.
He started listing foods.
The Balladeer? Is that a food too?
Paimon doesn't remember the Balladeer. That must mean he actually pulled it off. How did he have that ability? This doesn't make sense.
Your eyes are like saucers.
Is it something I said? No, it's nothing.
The Balladeer.
Sounds like a nickname or something. Oh boy. Really happening? Don't know what else to change. Paimon, come with me. Okay, sure. Where are we going? I want to go to Inazuma. Everything okay? Act like this is an emergency.
Is everything okay?
No, not the time to explain. Alright. How about that? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put a cut in the video. Let's go ahead and see if anyone's on. We can just raid. Hey, look. Lady Khan's on. Let's go rush her. Alright. Have a good one. See you later. Probably this week, once or twice. We'll try later.